Welcome back to my little channel. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a rant. I used to do them more often, maybe I should. Definitely going to do this one though, because we in the West have a huge problem. Well, of course we have a huge problem. Immigrants are coming into our country. Yeah, that's not the huge problem I'm talking about, but it is one of the symptoms of our huge problem. Well, obviously we have a huge problem because black people. No, that's not the problem either. I mean, some of them are part of the symptom of the problem, but some are not. We have a huge problem because we are starting to believe the bullshit that is being dished out to us as if it were real. There are people out there who actually do believe that most of the slaves were black and white people haven't done anything and there is no such thing as white culture. There are people who actually believe rubbish like that. And this is the problem. The problem is not that there are black people, because there are black people who are part of our community. They are as West as the rest of us. Yeah, but they have skin color, yes. But a skin color does not make a person. What he does makes a person. On this, I agree with Martin Luther King Jr. Now, he's no longer amongst us, so maybe we wouldn't be friends, but on this, I agree with him. We should judge people not based on the color of the skin, but on the merit they bring. If you are a black person, but you are part of our society, you could be my colleague. You work hard, just like me. You pay taxes, just like me. You uphold the law, just like me. You speak the same language as I do. Why would I then have a problem with you? Well, the answer to that question is simple. I wouldn't. Now, if you're a black person and you live in the same country as me, but you don't feel that the laws apply to you, then yeah, I have a problem with you. If you're a black man and you don't want to work in our society or want to pay taxes in our society, I have a problem with you too. Mind you, if you're a white person and you have the same attitudes, I still have a fucking problem with it. Either you are part of our society or you are not. Merely being born here is not enough. Criminals are born here as well. Should we now excuse everything they do because they are born here? No, obviously not. We do have, or at least we pretend to have, the rule of law. And herein lies my main problem. It seems that in the Western world we've stepped away from the rule of law. If a white person does something, yeah, throw the book at him. If a black person does something, well, it depends on what he does. But if it's a violent crime, yeah, he can't be helped. He's merely black. Well, wait a second. This is hurting the black community more than it's hurting the white community. Well, how can you say that? White people are victims of black crime. This is true. 90% of black homicide is other black people, though. So I would say black communities suffer more from black crime. This is just murder. I'm not even talking about stuff like rape or burglaries, stuff like that. Yeah, but black women get raped by white people too. Yeah, maybe. But not nearly as much as they're getting raped by black people. And never mind the fact that there are more black people raping white people than white people raping black people. But that's not the point. The point is not what skin color they have. The point is they're breaking the fucking law. We should throw the book at them. Yeah, but then there's more black people in jail than white people. Yeah, okay, so be it. People are not in jail because of their skin color. They're in jail because they committed a crime. Now, do I feel that white people should be excused when they commit a crime? No. Do I feel black people should be excused when they commit a crime? No. Do I feel Muslims should be excused when they commit a crime? No. Do I have to go on? We need to return to the rule of law. It's stupid that in the UK, a white person drives a van from one end of the UK to the other end of the UK and then drives over a few Muslims near a mosque, and he gets 45 years of jail time, which in all fairness I can understand because he committed a crime. But then a Muslim committing the very same crime, but because of a religious motivation, he only gets 1 year. Well, he gets 5 years, but it's commuted and eventually he comes to a 1 year sentence. How the fuck is this possible? They've committed the same crime, but somehow we don't look at it like that. Certain groups are allowed to misbehave, they're allowed to break the law, other groups are not. And it's not even just black versus white or Muslims versus white. Within our white society, we have this problem too. There's these groups called Antifa. It's kind of funny because Antifa means anti-fascist, but they're the biggest fascists out there. So they should be anti themselves, but obviously they are not. And somehow, the rule of law does not apply to these people either. They can go out and commit violent crimes. But as soon as you do something back, you have a problem. Now, fortunately in America, this isn't as big a deal as it is, for example, in Europe. If we saw what Antifa did during the G7 in Hamburg last year, it's amazing that there were only a handful of police officers compared to the size of Antifa. I personally would have said, you know what, fuck it, bring in the armed forces. Because we need to re-establish the fucking rule of law. But then again, Germany is blessed with a female chancellor that doesn't care about the rule of law. We had European politicians, German European politicians, who had their child being murdered by immigrants, but didn't feel it was that big of a deal. They didn't want to make it a big deal because of the poor immigrant. You lost your fucking child. How the hell is this possible? Now you might hear that I'm getting somewhat upset by this. Links will be downstairs and I'll provide information if you want it. But this is not a black and white thing. This isn't even a black, white, Arab thing. This is a cultural thing. And the culture we need to go back to is the culture that brought in the rule of law. And funny enough, a lot of people will say, yeah, see, white. Yeah, but the thing is, the rule of law isn't a white concept. I mean, it's a concept our society is based on very heavily. But I would like to remember you that the rule of law is basically Hammurabi's code. Laws were set in stone because they would apply to everyone. Somehow we've gone away from that. Yeah, but white? No, Hammurabi. Hammurabi wasn't white. Well, hell, what do I know? Dude lived thousands of years ago. Maybe he was. It's very unlikely that he was, though. And in the end, I don't care what his skin color was. Because his ethnicity means jack shit. We need our society to go back to the rule of law. We need to protect our brothers and sisters, no matter their skin color. Breaking the law is bad. Upholding the law is what we need to do. Anyway, so far my little rant. I hope you will agree with me here. Like, share and subscribe if you do. If you do not agree with me, by all means tell me why. I do love a good discussion, and it's not true because I say it's true. So yeah, let me think why you disagree with me and give your arguments. And again, if you think this is a black versus white thing, you are sorely mistaken. This is a cultural thing. Anyway, this is the end for me. I hope to see you all soon.